Hi, this is John and Sarah. We're out in the garden this morning. Got our new shirts on.
Thank you for joining us.
We just wanted to talk about this Texas heat in the garden.
It makes it hard to work.
Yeah, yeah, it's been 100 degrees most of July, and we're near the end of July. It's what, the 27th, I believe.
Yes.
And almost every day has been 100 degrees or better. I think today we're supposed to be up to 103 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll look it up and tell you what it is Celsius, but it's hot.
Yeah, the plants that we have are adapted to the heat and they seem to take it pretty well. Our garden is getting ready to be done for the summer and we'll be starting it again for the fall in a month or two. Um, but yeah, I can't take the heat in the middle of the day. I just have to come out in the mornings and then I'm done.
Yeah, it's only in the 7 o'clock hour still, I think. 7 o'clock in the morning.
It's almost 8.
Yeah, and it's already upper 80s. I'm gonna guess. I haven't looked, but it's warm still. I'm sweating. I'm melting, as I put it. Um, but I'll show you around the garden a little bit. But we're gonna start taking some plants out, correct? To start.
Yeah, like the green beans are about done, but they've done well this year, so I'm happy with that.
Some of our native plants look amazing. We've got a hugel culture bed right here below us, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Um, we've got a kidneywood tree, a couple of them, which is more of a shrub, I guess, but it's doing quite well. Some of the natives look fabulous. Some of the non-natives are stressed, like me, with the heat. um, but so in the garden, we've been using a lot of water. We're trying to put in a bigger rainwater collection system, and we've been in the process of trying to order some rain barrels. um, we had one quote that was $15,000 roughly, which we can't afford. So we're going to do the DIY version somewhere along the way and improve what we already have done. Right now, we've got about 400 gallons, uh, and it needs to be replaced. IBC totes and 50-gallon drums.
And the biggest reason we need to replace it is the biggest rain barrel that we have currently got a leak. So it makes a great bee waterer. It's slow release water that's constant, but it makes it very difficult to use for the garden.
That is true. We did put out a couple of things recently. We have some bird baths that we keep watered and keep water in. Um,
And it's so nice to see the birds come to the garden and get a drink. And I love that they're here, and hopefully they'll eat some bugs while they're here.
yeah, yeah. Other things have been visiting the garden as well. I'm less happy about that.
Oh,
There's
yes.
been something. I think it's armadillos, maybe raccoons that are coming in. I think they're trying to climb up my fig trees, which are in pots, and knocking them over and stealing the figs. We've been getting quite a few, so they've been really good. And I'll put a picture of some of the figs that we've been getting here in the video as well. But yeah, it's hot. It's summer. It's hard to um, garden in this Texas heat. When it gets up into the upper 90s and hundreds, we get out here in the morning and we're pretty much done. By 11 o'clock we try to be finished out here.
I like when I can come out in the evenings in the shade and get a little more done, but that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll take you around and show you a few of the things that we've got growing, and but we wanted to spend a little bit of time with you, and just talking about this heat. And I'll show you some of the stressed plants and some of the plants that are doing really well. One of the things that we've done in the garden, and we're going to be doing more of, is this Hugel Mound. It's built so that it would be self-watering. We have been giving it a little bit of water around some of the plants, just to make sure that the wicking bed underneath, the old logs and sticks, continue to have some moisture on them. But it's planted with mostly native plants, and definitely pollinator friendly. There's kidneywood, salvia, mist flower. This is a coral honeysuckle, uh, mountain laurel, Texas bluebells, and some milkweed. So it's been really well, and it's one of the our favorite parts of the garden. It takes the least amount of water of any parts of our garden. Well, this is another one of our favorite parts of the garden, our cattle panel arch trellis. It grew really well. We had some personal sized melons, some loofah, green beans, and long beans both. I think there was some dragon tongue in there, and it did really, really well. And the shade that it provides, it really is nice to work inside of it. It's kind of like its own little world. Next to our cattle panel trellis, you can see this was our tomato bed. It's still got a few tomato plants in it. They're all struggling. It's the end of the season. We did try some supposedly heat tolerant, made for Texas Tycoon tomatoes. And the plants themselves are still doing quite well. I mean, they're still here, still growing. I don't know that we're going to get some tomatoes. We might, if the heat breaks, or if we can keep the plants alive until it starts to cool down. We might get more tomatoes off of it. We had onions in here, and there was a whole row of about 200 garlic on the other side. We harvested some time ago. But the beans are about done. They are on their way out. We're going to be taking these out, as we mentioned earlier, cleaning out the bed, getting ready for fall. On the outside of this, there's still lots of flowers on the trellis. There are some loofah. We're still getting some loofah off of it, and it continues to grow. The garden is one of those evolving things. It keeps growing, and you have different seasons. Even in the heat of summer, you can nurse things along, water them, but when their time is up, their time is up. Anyway, this has been John
And Sarah.
from Two Doves Bees and Gardens, and we just wanted to thank you for joining us today. We hope that you hang around with us and maybe can give us a thumbs up or like on the video. It helps us out. We appreciate you all, and thanks again.
Have a great day.